Standard 9, Subject Geography, Chapter 9, Trade. Dear children, in this chapter, we are going to study the economics part of our subject, that is trade. We have various needs in our day-to-day life. We buy various things to satisfy these wants. When we buy them, we create a demand for them. To fulfill the demand for these products, the production of these goods is carried out. The producer supplies these goods. In other words, he sells them to wholesale trader. Thus, the buying and selling of goods is done to fulfill each other's needs. These who purchase are the consumers of the goods. The produces and the sellers sell the goods. Buyers and seller buy and sell the goods respectively. This is called trade. Trade is an important economic activity. The economic life of people is interdependent. Trade between two regions is necessary to fulfill the needs of the people. As each region has different geographical conditions, each region produces specific commodities. Supply is done from regions producing excess commodities to region facing deficit according to the demand. For example, apples produced in Jammu and Kashmir are sent to the other states of India having a demand for it. Trade can be classified visible trade and invisible trade. There is buying and selling of goods. It is called visible trade. On the other hand, when there is an exchange of services, it is called invisible trade. Depending on the quantity of goods, there are two types of trade, wholesale and retail. Wholesale trade. Traders buy commodities on a large scale directly brought from the producers. This is called wholesale trading. Wholesale traders buy goods on a large scale from industrialists, farmers, etc. For example, the orchard owners of mangoes or oranges sell their entire production to wholesale traders. Retail trade. When the traders buy goods from wholesale traders and sell it directly to consumers, then it is known as retail trading. The quantity of goods sold is less in this case. For example, the shopkeepers selling goods, vegetable vendors in markets, etc. According to the extent of region, the buying and selling of goods happens at various levels. On that basis, trade can be divided into local, regional, national and international trade. Domestic trade. It is also called internal trade. This trade takes place between different regions within the same country. A country's development is dependent on the extent of the domestic trade. If there is good economic growth, then trade will also be more. Thus, there is a positive relation between economic growth and trade. International trade. International trade means the exchange of goods and services of one country with other countries. When international trade takes place between two countries, it is bilateral trade. When it occurs between more than two countries, it is called multilateral trade. Export and import. Export and import are the basic process of international trade. When a country buys those goods and services which are scarce in their own country from another country, it is known as import. When a country produces excess goods or services than required, it sells these to countries which have a demand for it. This is called export. Balance of trade. The difference between the import and export values of a country in a specific period is called balance of trade. When the value of import is more than the value of exports, it is called unfavorable balance of trade. When the value of exports is more than the value of imports, it is called favorable balance of trade. When the value of exports and imports is almost the same, it is called balanced balance of trade. International trade organizations we will read in next part of the video. Thank you.